Welcome friends, welcome to Orbit at IIT Delhi. I am Dr. P.K. Bhattacharya, Fellow and Associate Director at Knowledge Management Division in TERI. I will take you across towards the journey of library and information science research, trends and issues, what has been done in the past, how it is currently changing and what we are going to follow in the recent years to come. I believe that after listening to this lecture, you will clearly understand that digital technologies has created an impact in the library information field to such an extent that from the print media we have now converted into the entirely digital media, and in future we are expecting that more and more digital technology will be infiltrated in the library field, and we expect that more and more user benefits, user oriented services will be developed based on this digital technologies, what we are currently practicing and in future what we are going to adopt. Now, just to begin with, outline of my lecture will be how library development has taken place in recent decades, recent trends, digital transformation, how it is happening in library field, future trends what we are predicting, and what is the impact of digital transformation in libraries. So, basically outline of our program will start from the recent trend what we have felt in the past few decades. Now, according to IFLA, if we see how it has happened, that when computer was first introduced in libraries sometime in 1970, so it has changed the library services since then. In 1975 or so, we have seen that bibliographic format standards like all Mark 21, those kind of formats and data exchange platforms, they have started building shape. In the year of 1980s, so networking and use of different medias, although not in the online format, but in offline mode, all digital storage devices have taken shape, and those are started in the use in library and information science field. In 1990 onwards, we have seen that connectivity, rather internet driven databases, web enabled online database, online search services, so those are taking more and more prominent. And in this point of time, several researches have been carried out at different parts of the world, where we are trying to focus primarily in the area of, you can say, that digital library development, digital repository development, and this has taken us to the new millennium as well. In the 2000 onwards, up till 2010 or so, we have seen rigorous use of different kind of digital technologies for preparing your digital databases and digital repositories and digital libraries or hybrid libraries. At the same time, taking a cue from different corporate levels and all, librarians have started using KM, or rather knowledge management platforms, for storing data and retrieving lot of knowledge driven services based on knowledge management usage. So, these are several things have happened in the last 50 years or so, and these are actually taking a more shape. So, what we have witnessed in the past, that library automation had taken place, e-journals like abstracts to full text journal development have taken place, integrating web 2.0 services, like where not only the dynamic nature of work has already been started in the library domain. So, that has been taken place. Document delivery services, which was supposed to be through ILL or time taking things, now has taken a much faster route based on online domain and all. Open access resources have taken a new birth, I can say, because publisher driven content becomes more and more costly. So, open access platform, Creative Commons, so those issues have already been discussed at length, and they are being practiced in libraries quite a number of occasions. Service innovation, where from the library centric, the library services have gone to user centric. In the user centric means the SDI, the rather selective dissemination of information type of services, discovery, knowledge discovery type of services, research literacy program. Like in many occasions you must have seen that the kind of research outputs the organization has produced in the last year or maybe last 3 years or so, such kind of services are being produced by librarians and supporting the academic institution in achieving their goals. So, such kind of user centric services have also taken place thanks to the digital technology revolution, which has been in the progress since 1980 and 80 onwards. E-marketing of library services, library products, they are also quite well known and quite well practiced right now. So, there are several such major developments we have seen in the past. Now, when we see the changing trend in libraries, what we see that our modern librarians, they are quite proficient in solving queries, different kind of queries from easy to complex queries. So, they are able to solve using several electronic resources which have been procured or subscribed in various libraries. Now, at the same time, what has now been current trend, we have seen that from the information vendors point of view, earlier they were used to provide several types of databases only, but now several new technologies or retrieving techniques or providing a value addition for the user perspective. So, that has been taken place. So, means the information providers or vendors, they have taken a paradigm shift from the libraries to the user driven services. So, that is we can see that when we see several workshops for authors, several new technology driven product or rather online products are coming up with this information provider. So, that is a current change what we have seen. Now, libraries are also procuring several technologies. RFID could be one of them. Several other types of digital transformation tools or software tools are being plugged into library automation software. So, that library can very well cater to their users when such requests come. Smart modern libraries, what we are expecting in future, and that change has already is quite visible now, that who can technologically switch themselves from one research to another research using various kind of technology driven tools. So, that is one specific area where librarians are working right now. They can be ably proficient in analyzing data, and from that data they should be able to derive several tools. So, that is another area. Then complex user problems they can solve based on user and the other subject domain experts discussion and all, and using some technology driven tools. Then another area where librarians are mostly engaging or rather will be engaged in future is training users and communities whom they are actually serving, because user empowerment are now taking clear edge over anything else, because where libraries wants that their resources are supposed to be used by user by themselves, because then only you can have a best benefit of digital library, hybrid library or library remote use possible. So, from that side, when we see how exactly libraries are changing or changing nature of libraries, so that gives a clear understanding. It is not only the resources what is going to be changed, not the only the kind of infrastructure library needs to change from the more technology driven, and also librarians they should also develop their own nature or own subject knowledge to specifically help researcher even better than, or researcher or the user even better than ever before using technology trends and all these. So, these are certain changes what we are seeing. Now, there are some facts I can quote right now, that according to American Library Association, libraries worldwide are spending over $1.8 billion in 2018 itself on technology purchase. I repeat that, on technology purchase. So, that means that libraries are increasingly felt that not only the resources they need to purchase, they also develop some new technologies which will be used by the library users while they will be coming to library. So, that is one important trend what we have noticed. And shift of library vendors I have already discussed, like different users like Scopus or Web of Science. So, using that, people can develop the institute's research perspective or research growth, how much it is happening in current year. So, that can be always developed. Innovation in online searching, making it more user friendly, rather from keyword based to make it natural language based. So, such kind of research is also going on. And the technology facility offers first hand access to users. So, where librarians will be offering several types of resources within the library, where user will be able to explore or able to generate new ideas. So, that actually leads to the maker space, what I will cover at a later stage in this presentation itself. Now, when we see that emerging trends and issues what are coming up, so first of all it comes that from the print indexing it has transferred into web indexing. Now, web indexing means automated indexing, making searching more proficient, and the retrieval of information becomes more easy. User now can do it by themselves. It does not require any proficiency or supernatural power of searching any document over the net. So, that is first of all one important area, that is automated indexing facilitates online searching much more. Semantic web, XML, RDF. So, these are different formats in which you are storing data, and so what kind of data and relations of those data, so that actual information can be retrieved. So, there research is going on, and lot of issues are coming up also. SEO service, that is search engine optimization for your own library content or own service content, to make develop a brand or develop a market within the people. So, that is one area where SEO services librarians are learning. At the same time, content development for particularly for the online domain is also another important issues where libraries are specifically putting lot of stress. One more important area is use of clouds. So, earlier in library system we used to have lot of databases in the different hard disk or within the LAN environment. Now, everything is going into the cloud environment, so that remote usage of library becomes more feasible. So, that is one specific issue, and cloud problems also there, related issues are also there, bandwidth becoming a challenge. So, several such issues definitely are there, but that is a future direction where issues are getting discussed much more. LIS marketing using social media. So, that is important tool libraries are started using, and I hope that in next 10 years or so, all of our librarians will be starting using social media platform quite extensively to make their own content available to all users in a much larger forum. Application of knowledge management in libraries have taken a great leap forward. So, what we have seen that in the past, that several digital libraries used to be built up. Now, we are seeing several knowledge repositories are built up. When you are collecting all those knowledge repositories in a single platform, with the tacit knowledge inside this particular repositories. So, that could provide a useful tool for organizations for decision making process or their business development or main core activity process, and by doing this libraries feel that they are in the main stream of the organizational activity. So, they do not remain sidelined always. So, that is the reason knowledge management have been taken or rather practiced quite extensively across the world by library professionals at different modern libraries, or modern library professionals are practicing this. One important area which I will be discussing in this presentation in detail, so that is digital transformation in libraries, how it is happening. So, the first thing come into my mind that digital transformation in libraries needs digital inclusion of users. Users here not only the people who visit your libraries, users are those also who are outside your libraries, in your periphery, in your subject domain or in your neighborhood. They require some knowledge support from your library, either academic or research library or public library system. So, that is where digital inclusion has to play a big role, where libraries can play pivotal role in the coming years to come. And then the second thing is data driven services. Libraries are source of all information. Till recently what we are doing, that we are collecting information, grouping them, rather categorizing them and making available for people to use. Here we will be using different kind of data, or using several digital transformation tools like AI, VR, etc. And using those tools we will be making data driven solutions available to different library users. So, that is another area where digital transformation is heading. In the several other areas like industries and academia, already digital transformation is in full swing. So, libraries are yet to catch up there. However, the process has already begun. Now, what I am saying right now is that earlier than 2000, what we have seen, that digitization is happening. People were more and more converting their print resources into the digitized form. So, thereafter making them available in a database, either online or web based, or in some form what add value to the library services. So, that was digitalization, and now we are coming in the phase of digital transformation. So, why do we need to digital transformation? Let us understand why library should go there. So, what we are witnessing now, there are some facts I have kept for you, that digital information is taking a huge and exponential growth up to 40,000 exabytes, what we are seeing that yearly growth rate. In the past 2 years, we have seen that information has doubled itself in the digital form. By 2020, we are expecting that per second 1.7 megabyte will be added into the digital space, and by 2020 what we are expecting, that 44 zettabytes of digital information will grow. Now, all these information in the digital space that are scattered and creating lot of pressure on the knowledge worker who actually manage such information. Now, what we need to do? We need to look forward, coming out of the library, coming out of the box and see what others are doing, how we can adopt such technologies or tools in our profession and how that can be done. So, social media use, cloud use, big data use, use of SEO, web indexing, crowdsourcing, everything is part of this activity itself. Libraries are supposed to contribute. IFLA has already taken a stand, a global level library body. Several other libraries have also taken a stand that libraries supposed to provide support, knowledge support for sustainable development goals, that 17 goals identified by the United Nations. So, in that means that whatever activity will be going on under this 17 goals, from knowledge perspective, whether library can provide any support or not. So, that we need to look into. Now, in order to do that, libraries need to develop certain characteristics. Libraries also need to develop certain characteristics. So, some are mentioned here. I have taken this slide from Google purposefully, that professional learning is important. How you are going to develop robust infrastructure, you have to put some idea or ideology or thought in that particular thing, what infrastructure suits more in your library. Then budget allocation, where exactly you will do, whether you will go for technology purchase, resource purchase, or what proportion of resource and technology, that we need to figure it out. How we can build community partnerships, partnerships with different NGOs, local NGOs, partnerships with different RWAs who are actually working. So, and partnerships with different user groups. So, that is one of the important area what librarians supposed to do in future. Data and internet security. Whenever you are going into cloud, or whenever you are using online information, so security becomes a issue. So, data driven services we need to develop, as well as we have to think twice before putting on all those data into web platform, so that it does not get used illegally. So, internet security is one of the major platform that we need to consider. Collaborative leadership development program, how librarians can come in forefront of all activities, all related activities. So, that is where they have to think twice. And space and time of libraries. Space, definitely many libraries have already utilizing their space for different purposes as well, like not only reading, but also for brainstorming, also for meeting place, also for cafeteria. Several libraries in the international level are utilizing their space, and all these things collectively giving a thrust or push towards digital inclusion or digital transformation for libraries. Now, let us see what is digital transformation. So, digital transformation is rapidly, if you can build digital changes, if you can bring digital changes within your organization or within your library, so that you get lot of benefits. So, that is basically in a nutshell is digital transformation. So, a framework for rapid iteration we require to create powerful digital customer experience, so that they value your service. So, that is most important thing here. Drives a cultural shift in an organization. So, that will actually help your users to start using digital tools, start using the technologies what you have brought for them for their own benefits. So, such kind of periodically you have to build orientation programs, build your customer relationship, user orientations, user interactions, so that such cultural shift happens for the digital transformation, and to provide a continuous improvement and skill development, because this is what is most important, because every now and then you find that some new tools have come. Now, it is not possible for us to know each and every tool, but of course, some important tools we should know, librarians should know, so that they can actually teach those tools for users benefit, to users for their own benefit. So, such way digital transformation actually is a key for future library development. Now, from another angle, if you see the precisely economic side, that over 50% of the resources will be in the digital domain, 50% of the digital, not resources, rather digital economy, when we see that 50% will be digitalized by 2030. So, you must have seen that Government of India has already taken so many steps. E-governance is actually empowered in almost all ministries and several citizen based services. So, that means that in future what we are predicting, that 50% will be digital economy based. So, that indicates that lot of knowledge will be required for such digital purpose only. So, this indicates that that use of digital technologies will be a must do thing for the future, and that is why librarians are supposed to develop their knowledge in these tools and provide digital inclusion, facility for technology adoption, all these things inside their libraries. Now, if we see quickly what user wants today. Now, this I do not need to tell you, but just for the sake of reinventing our own thought process, let us see that they want everything in a packaged form, all resources should be clubbed together in a packaged form in their desktop. So, that is one area what they are looking for. Resources are and e-based resources they are looking for, space in library where people can explore and experience many things. So, that is basically heading towards digital media lab, creation of maker space, all those facilities are taking a new shape there. Space for data driven connected learning. So, this actually taking you shift towards digital learning process, which is now evolving education 4 or 5.0, whatever you say. So, basically industry and learning connect, academia industry learning connect. So, there basically lot of discussion debate is required. So, library is providing that space, and of course, skilled library staff. So, every new technologies are coming. So, users expectations are that such new technologies will be available in library. So, digital inclusion is a key word today for libraries. So, collaboratively if you work, so that is actually digital transformation, collective responsibility for any development, any activity when you are taking using digital technologies, that is digital transformation, and digital inclusion of people in means library staff, library patrons who have given you money for library, and of course communities. So, collaborative service, this is an example that you can discuss and get lot of key ideas from your experts sitting in the library for developing your new services. So, that that service is meant for the users, that makes more significant when you actually discuss with the experts and develop that service. This is one more example, that at the bottom of the pyramid, the farmers who are not so educated, well educated in the digital format. So, the public libraries can go ahead and teach them regarding the varieties of digital technologies available for farmers' own benefit. So, that is e-farming we call it. Several organizations have already taken up this issue. Libraries should also become knowledge provider for this particular purpose. So, access to open knowledge, strengthening digital literacy and empowering technologies to users. So, that is growth path of digital inclusion. Digital inclusion, when you see in further, that is data driven services, that means web based databases, analytics, social media analytics, AI based and virtual reality based applications in the library. Library can become an incubation hub, where you invite users so that they can take up, they can develop some ideas there, they can actually implement those ideas, learn, experience and come out successful. So, that is how libraries are now started working in the form of a incubation hub. Skill development, when you see that three specific area where library is supposed to take as a skill development tool, skill development areas. One is digital tool, how they can be used and what tools one should know minimum. So, that kind of techniques and technologies one needs to tell each of the library users. Privacy and online security, whenever you are putting your content or using internet based services. So, whenever you are using internet based services, how this security measures, what kind of security measures to be taken. So, that needs to be trained. So, librarians can definitely, or library professionals can definitely teach their users on this. Makerspace is basically where people come and develop or their ideas and experience something new, what I was talking. Now, in the University of Darien, Connecticut in USA, what we have seen that they have developed a digital media lab. Now, in the digital media lab, they are using several equipments, and then people can develop their own media content, and so that they can be utilized for their own purpose. So, there is a purpose for visiting library besides reading books, something learning, some other alternative ways of learning libraries are providing here. Makerspace, what I was telling, that facilitate different kind of prototype, science and technology driven, some idea comes, problem arises, those problem solving issues can be, and some equipments are making available there, so that these equipments can be used by the user to develop some solution against their problems. So, this is how libraries are playing a role of a facilitator. Gamification is another area where libraries are taking a big clue. What happens actually, today's kids or even the elders, so they are much more fond of playing games in mobile or in some other instruments. So, here libraries are offering them learning using some game playing method. So, they will be playing games and at the same time they will learn also. So, that is how libraries are forcing kids and the elders to come to library and learn many things. So, that is a way gamification is helping users. Data analytics, we have heard lot of that. Data analytics, what it actually gives you, it supports you for your data driven services development. So, data analytics, what it will provide you, it will you have to feed in data into a software, into a program that will be specifically customized for your library. So, there when you put some data, so it will provide you some graphical or some analytical solution which will help you to take decisions on several issues of libraries. So, easy searchable and understandable data also, that data driven services as part of different, can go as part of different knowledge repositories also, developing, promoting educational content. So, several contents, their search outputs based on the other people's searching criteria, what is most popular type of data content. So, that can definitely be find out from the entire ocean of information. So, data analytics help there as well, translating data into different exhibit or programs, and dashboard. So, dashboard has a facility that it will create a single window access to each of these library development phase, like learning analytics, like libraries investment analytics, usage analysis, everything in a single platform. So, that is the way library data analytics will help librarians to keep an overall monitoring much more user friendly way and much more professional way. So, that is what is doing, and there are some key questions data analytics actually addressed, like what happened and how those solutions will be finding out, what is happening now and what will be the next best solution for that, what will happen in future, and what is the best and worst case scenario when such things will happen. So, these are several analytical prediction librarian can do using data analytics in as part of data driven library services. So, this is one example of a library dashboard, where what in Canada health system, what we have seen, that they have developed several disease based information system, and in a library dashboard this database driven disease related, symptoms related, and case based discussion related, patient data related, every information are easily accessible from a single point window like this. So, this provides the user say one point access to each of the information. So, such kind of services libraries are developing using data analytics. Now, it also increases your people to people connectivity. The reason being, when the data providers data are going to people much more smooth way using analytics path and much more useful way contribution they are making. So, data analytics is putting lot of plus point for people connect in libraries. Sentiment analysis is another one. We must have seen in the Facebook or in any other Amazon related things that when one product is good, so people give lot of thumbs up there, or lot of likes you get on your comment, etc. Library books or resources or any particular content when comes to library, or data sheet you develop in for your data repository, or numerical sheets, whatever library resources, if you can put some kind of analytics based sentiment quotient in the form of either star or maybe in thumbs up or likes, how many likes, that kind of things if you can put. So, that gives the another user or new user a clue to which document they should refer. So, that is basically increase your library usage and provide lot of benefits there as well. Social media use, many of us are already started using it. So, that is basically providing a tool to use your historical photographs, activities performed, your learning videos, several blogs you can write, and keeping your library content up to everybody. AI application in libraries are coming up very fast. So, it could be system driven data you can use the manually collected data as well as CCTV based data and create a dashboard again and use this for decision support system. That is how AI is used in your library domain. So, that actually influences your decision making system for creating library value, what kind of knowledge level development you are doing in entire organization, that will create your library value. That basically is possible using AI, data driven decision support. So, that you can do on behalf of your students and organizations, what course to choose. So, such kind of idea you can put to your students. Support of library purchase or user behavior analysis will support you which resources to be developed in library and whether qualities are maintained or not, such kind of things are there. Virtual reality is a little shift from other things. So, it gives it creates a platform for librarians or rather museums also. So, that you get a virtual view of what existing otherwise. So, architecturally digital transformation has impacted. So, I have given where exactly it has impacted. It has impacted investment pattern in the libraries from print to e-resource and from now e-resource to technology. So, such kind of changes are happening. Some equipments libraries are purchasing which otherwise they won't have. So, such kind of transformation is happening, and it is also creating a connect with the users, connect you with the users, develop self development urge is it is coming to different library professionals. Library acts as a powerful public arm where lot of knowledge, debates, etc. will be evolving, and libraries to develop effective service for user benefit. So, there is a report in 2018 published by Arup, which is London based organization. So, they consulted lot of library professionals across the globe and found that these are the trends which in the future years librarians supposed to follow. So, you see that in the we have already discussed each of these trends while we are discussing on the digital inclusion. So, in summing up stage, so this is my last couple of slides, that skill in which area you have to develop. So, that you are now understanding. You are understanding the technology taking you in which direction and what technology or what kind of resources you need to develop. So, that is one specific area what we are focusing here in the area of digital transformation in libraries. So, with this I hope that you now understand that besides doing the present library activities, some time needs to be spent for your self and skill development process. So, that in future ready, so that it makes you future ready and help you to become digital librarian in the era of digital transformation of libraries. So, thank you. For any information you can contact me or any of the other experts as well. Thank you very much.